This is Kurdish Iraq. It's one of the most beautiful places I've ever been, but underneath the ground lies a deadly threat. Successive conflicts, including the Iran-Iraq War of the 1980s, the First and Second Gulf War, and ISIS insurgents from 2014, has left the country littered with landmines and unexploded remnants of war. These deadly weapons have killed at least 11,000 people and injured over 50,000 in what is thought to be one of the most heavily mined countries in the world. Since 2014, a high proportion of these casualties have been from what's known as IEDs, or improvised explosive devices, made by ISIS. These are explosives disguised as everyday items, often left in schools, hospitals, and mosques. Come with us as we go under the surface with a team working to find and destroy these lethal devices. I am here in Istanbul airport this morning, where I'm on my way to Erbil in northern Iraq. Mines Advisory Group is a Manchester-based charity who are world leaders in humanitarian mine action, helping to demine land that's been affected by landmines and unexploded ordnance during conflict. They've invited me out to northern Iraq to visit their program there, speak to communities whose lives have been affected and devastated by mines, and to understand why it's so crucial that we keep paying attention to this very important issue. Mines Advisory Group find and destroy landmines, cluster munitions, and unexploded bombs, which can remain in the ground for decades after conflicts have ended. They've been working in Iraq since 1992, but at current rates of clearance, they expect that it will be decades before the country is landmine free. My name's Nicole Wootton-Kane. I'm a reporter for the Manchester Evening News. I joined Manchester-based charity Mines Advisory Group on a trip to their program in northern Iraq to shine a light on the life-saving work they do and understand the reality of life in a place where one wrong step can kill you. I'm at Mag Shamshamal training base, and I'm about to enter a booby-trapped house filled with IEDs. None of these are real, and this is a training house, but they are all IEDs and methods that have been seen in real life in real houses. So let's go and see how many IEDs I set off. We'll hear a noise every single time I set one off.
Stop you setting an IED off, you hitting the tripwire, which can't be seen easily, is really thin, and in most of the cases the color will be similar to the ground or the house's color. Stop. You're setting off a second one, which is an infrared. Nothing visible here, and the ground is clear. But as we go along, the beam is coming out from there. The main charge is underneath of that concrete blocks, and the infrared hidden there. They have multiple IEDs, multiple functioning methods in the same house. Yeah.
So we're now entering the house, which is designed to look like a lot of houses did once IS left them. I'm going to carry on through and see how many more IEDs I set off.
Yeah, you're setting off an IED. The pressure plate is buried here under the mat, and the main charge is on the other side of the door, which is very close to your foot. Yeah, that's anti-lift under the pan.
You said you had one village where you found 25 houses that were booby-trapped like this.
Yeah, in that specific village in Khazar al-Hamdaniya area in Mosul, when we went there, only 43 families returned back. And then after the clearance, we found out those houses, suspected houses, 25 houses were booby-trapped. And after the clearance, 582 families returned back. Now they're living there. This is the result of the clearances being done in that village.
That's great. So you can see from even just my short walk in this house how risky returning to even your own home after conflict and after IS have been in your village can be. These booby traps are deadly and often very difficult to spot. The work that MAG is doing is so important in helping people return home safely. Salam has detonated thousands of landmines and explosive devices during his career. and he's an example of the amazing work that MAG do here in Iraq.
These 3 mines were excavated here this morning in just 1 hour, and I've just watched a deminer, Hajad, find another one just up here. This is a normal morning for MAG, and these mines were laid probably about 40 years ago. They're in perfect condition, and it just shows how landmines can sit in the ground for decades and still be dangerous.
MAG have been working at this site for a year and a half and have found 232 landmines. In fact, the land here is so heavily contaminated that they tell me they estimate they are only about 39% of the way through clearance. It's a place where children are taught about the dangers of landmines through specially designed puppet shows in schools. One villager tells me he lost his brother to landmines when he was aged just 14. Now, he fears for his own daughter, who plays alongside the minefield. Most of the landmines here are Italian-made VS-50s, left over from the Iran-Iraq War of the 1980s. These mines have a pressure pad on the top that detonates when someone steps on it. But if you come at them from the side, they can be safely excavated. Alongside the deminers working with detectors is a team of mine detection dogs. These especially trained dogs trained in Bosnia and then sent all over the world to different minefields where they help sniff out explosives. Dogs are assigned a handler and trained to sit still once they find an explosive. MAG have never lost a dog in the field, and their work is vital in helping to detect these deadly weapons. Salam also showed us where the dogs come home after a long day on the minefield. They have this specially built swimming pool, which helps them stay fit and stay cool. This is Halala. She's a deminer and has been working with MAG for 3 years across minefields in northern Iraq. Every day, Halala joins her team and heads to the minefields. It's dangerous work, but she says she's proud to do it in a country where women are often not allowed to do jobs like this.
نعم هلالة تمنم سيدو صالة لسه بيشم ديمينريا بلام قم تخرج يعني خريجي پروردی درون ناسیم لسالی 2001 پیونی با ماگو کردوه یکم روش که دستم پی کرد یعنی سرتا زور خوش بود لبری بیانی یکم جار بود یعنی تو ایشی کی تازه چتن شوینی کی تازه بود ایش کردن اوشتانی که تبردم تازن حزك يعني دواتري ببيني كاتي هاتينا نام حق لوا سرتا يعني او انا بو يكسد ما خنا سر ايشكا يعني برچاوروني كي زور زور باش يان بيان كچون اگادار بين چون داخل ايشكا بين وبردوامش لجير چاو دريا بو يعني او انا بو يكسد اسمع لبرن حتى اسج يعني بردوام درجه كو سركتي ما كبردوام لجير چاو دريا وانن بلام اوي كزور بو من جواز بو بو كيكم جردسم كرب ايش بما بو هر يعني هر دنگكيته بردم اما مينا يعني بردوام ترسمها بولوي كشون يكم جار يكم بروسة تعامل لقل مني كراس تقنية بكم والله دواتر بو من خوش بو اشتكا تواني من يقدوز مو تعاملكي باش تسركوتم كر استاش مالو هر معرضن لبروي بردوام بمالن او كارت ترسناكا مايكا يعني ترسي اوان هي روجه متوشي روداوي من الكاريا بلام هني كاتيش كان بينن يعني بردوام ليشا كمسركوتم دليان خوش سبورت ماغن
قلت براسي شابتي هو كم كا او شيء كهنيك لبياو كان ناتوان نشكن براسي يعني ما كقصه كان زورجان لبياو كان الله شلون اوري او من نعرف او كمان ناتواني وبيكن متواني وما بيكم وتبش لولاتي اما هميشه بتشاوي بلادو سيدي عفرتك والله يعني اما تواني من او بسر مني كبراسي ما بلادوني نتواني وكو ام بلاك هذا الشيء ك بيانو عفرت نتواني بيكا اما بيكي.
My trip to Iraq was one of the most amazing experiences of my life and something that I know will stay with me forever. It was difficult at times to hear the stories of people whose lives have been devastated by landmines, but it's why it's so important for their stories to be told. Somewhere that's beautiful, full of culture, whose people are so friendly and kind and hospitable, who sadly are still living with so much of the damage done by decades of conflict. MAG put themselves in a race to find landmines before another child does. We're raising money to help them carry on the vital work that they do, not just in Iraq, but around the world where landmines are killing. Because until every landmine is cleared, millions of people will continue to live with the reality that one wrong step could kill them.